Go into your work folder and reopen up brushfactory.psd, our little playground. In reality, you could just open up a blank document if you want. It's up to you. What we've done so far is we've looked at brushes, we have made brushes, we have used brushes that are already there for us. We've looked at the preset manager in helping us control brushes, even deleting them if we want to. But we have more control over brushes than what we've used so far. Go into your brush tool. And the last brush we made in the previous lesson was our primate, the monkey. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come down, and there he is. If I come over here, yes, there's a monkey. I can come over, pick up a different color. And there's another guy over there. I can do that all day long. Primates everywhere. But it is kind of a stamp, isn't it? I have to stamp, just like our copyright. You got to, boom, one click and you got it. Let me go ahead and erase the evidence. What if I want to draw with it? That might not be the best thing in the world, but if I do, it creates an interesting pattern, but it's not a monkey anymore or a primate. How can I control a brush more so than what we've done so far? Let's, number one, get out of here, and let's come over here. Well, you know we can change the size. We can do that here or with the left and right bracket keys. We could rotate that primate or distort the primate if you want to. You can do that right here. But I want more control than just that. So let's click this button right here. Now that opens up our brush panel with a lot of really cool things right here. Now we won't go over all of them. We'll go over the ones I think are kind of fun to work with though. Number one, the first one is shape dynamics. Now if I turn that on, I'm getting things like size, and you see the word jitter, angle and jitter, and roundness and jitter. Jitter is kind of like, well, substitute the word random in a sense. It's not quite the same definition, but it's close enough. In other words, I want different sizes. And the more I do this, the more random or jitter it's going to be. And you can see how it's changing down below. Now we can change the angle. They're rotating around. Now you can't see too much now because they're still all bunched together. And roundness, if you want to change that, I don't want to change the roundness. You can flip them, left, right, up, and down. Up here, you'll notice you've got a control and it says pen pressure. And some of these it's off. What is that? Well, I'm using my pen pressure to control with my tablet the size jitter. The more I press, the more I get. The less I press, the less I get. But you can also change that to off completely. I can use my pen tool and it won't change anything no matter how I use it. But I can use it as a fade option, as a pen tilt, or even the stylus wheel on your mouse if you want to use that. These are off. We'll leave them off for now. So we've done something with shape dynamics. And if we come over here again and begin to play with it, you get that, which actually for a monkey, that's kind of interesting. Don't like it though. Turn that off with an undo. This is where you might start having a little bit of fun here. It's called scattering. Turn that on. Now scattering means I don't want them all clumped together. Scatter them about. And if we come up here to scatter, we can say on both of the axes, look, we got monkeys going everywhere. Oh my goodness. Now the count, I'm going to leave low, otherwise you're going to wind up with that. And the count jitter means as you move, it gives you more, less, more or less. It kind of mixes it up for you. I'll leave that one off too for now. If I come over here and begin using it, I'm getting monkeys all over the place. It's pandemonium with monkeys. That's scattering. Now we're going to skip some of these others. Actually, let me turn that off. And let's go ahead and undo that. Let's come back. We're going to skip like texture, and you can play around with some of these. The other one I want to show you is color dynamics. Now, over here I've got a blue as my foreground color. See it? I want yellow or another color as my background. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to hold down the Control key on Windows, the Command key on a Mac, and click, and that automatically sets the background color. If we go into color dynamics, this is kind of neat. You have a foreground and background jitter. In other words, jump between the colors. Yeah, that's what I want it to do, actually. And so I'll move that one out to here. I want different colors, hues. The more the merrier. I want to change the saturation levels and even the brightness. And I want to knock purity so I get more colors. You go this way, they get more intense. Now, if I come over here and click just once, every time I click, notice what it's doing. It's giving me a monkey in a different color at a different orientation because of all the other things we did and even a different size. And let me undo that stuff. Let's actually collapse that for a second. If I come over here and just drag my mouse, monkeys everywhere, but they're all the same color, Andy. Here's the trick to that. Let's come back, undo that. Turn this option on right here. Apply per tip. If that's off, as long as you're holding the mouse down and dragging, it will pick a random color, but it won't change until you let go of the mouse again and then click the mouse and drag again. If you turn that on, watch what happens. Well, you can get monkeys all over the place. Let's go ahead and undo that. Now, if we go back here again, you will notice if we go into brush presets, we do have a lot of different kinds of brushes. Let's go down here, see what we got. We have a maple leaf right here. It's been there for a long time. If I pick it up and bring it over here, I'm getting all these maple leaves. But don't forget, we can modify a brush. And if we come back in here and turn on color dynamics for this brush and begin changing things around, we have all kinds of fall colors. Now, what I use brushes like this for, I use it to make really unique backgrounds sometimes for the objects that I'm drawing. And you can create some pretty interesting kind of backgrounds using some of the options that we have over here, especially color dynamics, scattering, and shape dynamics. Play around with them. You can do all kinds of fun things. If you like what you did to this brush, since we modified it, don't forget you can save it. All you got to do is click right down here and save it, and you got your new brush. Brushes are more than just paint on the screen.